We miss Glenn Beck on Fox News. We used to beat up on him a lot. Now he's over with his own operation called The Blaze. And what does he think about his days on Fox News? Well, you might be surprised by what he said this week. Jeremy Holden is the research director for the Great Media Matters for America, joining us in studio this morning. Hey, Jeremy. How you doing?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Thank you again for all the good work you guys do. You know, you listen to Glenn Beck so we don't have to. And you listen to Rush so we don't have to.
That's
and you
right.
watch Hannity so we don't have to.
That's right.
So, and it's a great site, MediaMatters.org, for all the latest, particularly on what the right-wingers are up to. And I love the fact that they put out their lies and then you put out the truth. You know, it's just, and it's right there. Boom, you can just follow the whole thing through. So let's listen. Glenn Beck, as you've been reporting, appears. Why they invited him back? I can't figure out. Right?
It's tough to figure out. It really is.
So Megyn Kelly invites Glenn Beck back to talk about whatever, and then she asks him, "So when you look back at your time on Fox News, what are your thoughts?" Here he is.
I remember it as an awful lot of fun, and that I made an awful lot of mistakes, and I wish I could go back and be more uniting in my language, because I think I played a role, unfortunately, in helping tear the country apart, and it's not who we are. I didn't realize how really fragile the people were. I thought we were kind of a little more in it together.
Yeah. I mean, if there's anybody who specialized in tearing the country apart, right?
Yeah. You almost see him having an out-of-body experience there. Like, I didn't realize the words that I was saying when I said that the president hates white people. I didn't realize that could be divisive when I said it, right?
Gee.
When I portrayed leading progressives as vampires and bloodsuckers in an image, I didn't realize that could be a divisive thing when I did that. It's like, what is he thinking? Or what was he thinking at the time? Did he not know what divisive meant, right?
or when he said that the government is coming after you, they're going to take all your guns, they're going to take your kids. I mean, you got to build a bomb shelter, you got to hoard food.
Right. The food hoarding. That's right. That's right.
You know,
buy gold.
Yeah, buy gold and the food and medicine in there because you're going to need it because they're coming after you.
That's right.
I mean, it was this stuff he put out there every single day.
Well, and he styled himself. He called himself a progressive hunter, right? He was on the hunt to target progressives and find them. I mean, he set himself up as a divisive character, and now to feign ignorance that he didn't understand that he was being divisive is truly disingenuous as he makes this play to regain some type of credibility in the mainstream.
So I must admit that I don't spend much time every day listening to Glenn Beck on The Blaze. In fact, I have never tuned into The Blaze. So I guess, am I missing something? Is he now a kinder, gentler, softer, bring everybody together voice on The Blaze?
Oh, sure. Cuddly teddy bear. No, like after the Boston Marathon bombing we're approaching the year anniversary of that, right? It's getting close. And so after that, he was immediately calling for President Obama's impeachment. He was talking about the secret information that he had about how this was a global plot. It's a lot of the same type of nonsense that we've been used to with Beck. And I think what you see in these types of comments, and look, this comes on the heels, it was about a month ago that Glenn Beck sat for an interview on CNN, where he was again presenting himself as this kinder, gentler, new Glenn Beck. And I think what you see is this campaign for him to enlarge his audience, enlarge his brand. He can't do that with the type of rhetoric that he's become known for. So you see Glenn Beck, the marketing man, on Fox News and CNN, but you still see the same divisive, progressive hunting Glenn Beck when you tune into The Blaze.
So I'm having computer problems today, so I can't pull it up real fast, but I did yesterday. I remember enough is that 5 years ago, he came out with the flat prediction of what it was going to be like in 2014 in terms of the economy. All the banks are going to be nationalized, right? The government would have taken over. Unemployment would be up in the 20% range. I mean, it was on. He goes on and on and on. None of which is true today. So here's my question: why do people believe him about anything? He's been so wrong about everything.
Yeah, from beginning.
And so there's still people who listen to him every day and just swallow the Kool-Aid, right?
That's right. Yeah, right. I mean, he's been telling people for years, get into the bunker, disaster's coming. It's right around the corner. It's on the horizon. The thing about the horizon is it's always the horizon. So Glenn Beck can always sell that disaster that's on the horizon because it's always right ahead. But I think that's a great point, Bill. He gave a marker. He said 5 years, this is what it's going to look like. Here we are. That didn't come to pass. All the
banks, insurance companies, oil companies, everything he said would be nationalized. I mean, this was the fear of President Obama, the racist President Obama.
That's right. That's right.
To Glenn Beck. Yeah. But none of it has come to pass. And the same thing you mentioned, the buying of the gold. Now, whatever, maybe you should have a little bit of gold in your portfolio just in case. But he was saying put everything in gold. If you put everything in gold today, you would be in the poorhouse.
That's right.
Because gold has just won't.
And one of the main issues with Glenn Beck when he was hawking gold as part of this snake oil he was selling everybody was that he was being paid by gold to sell gold.
Good point.
And so that was kind of undisclosed. And so what we see with Glenn Beck is the type of demagogue who creates the problem and then tries to sell you the cure. And so you have to start questioning, like, what is Glenn Beck selling right now when he goes on Fox News with this act of contrition, when he goes on CNN to be interviewed by somebody who works for him over at the Blaze, by the way, and he's selling this act of like the normal guy who's learned some lesson and wants to be the new, kinder, gentler Glenn Beck. I think people still have a right to ask, what is Glenn Beck selling?